Right, let's all go. Hi guys, so today we are going to crack on with Get the Funk Out. We're going to do the pre-solo riffs. I apologise if you're watching this as it goes up. It is a week later than I intended, but I recorded this video last week and it wasn't very good for a variety of different reasons. So I am determined to make it go a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play through, not really at speed, but just play through the two sections we're going to look at. So hopefully it's not too loud. Let me check. That'll do, let's go. And all that jazz. Right, cool. So there you go. Oh, did that without even messing it up too badly. So, two sections we've got. We've got the first bit, which is the fours. I know I've not got no volume, but it's this section here, in this section. And then it's the syncopated riff section. Both of these bits actually come back into the outro, because the outro is basically the chorus riff. And then... I messed it up then. Haha, awesome. So you do hear that later on, that riff in particular. So let's go through that riff first. We are in the key of G minor. In terms of the scale, the actual song is really in G major, but anyway, such is life. It's kind of a G blues scale, so this would be the shape. Okay, I won't go through that won't take ages to go through that, because basically that's the shape we're doing. If you know it, that's the shape. If you don't, you're going to learn it, because we're going to run through the scale. So what we're going to do is we're going to play in fours. What this basically means is we're going to be alternate picking with our right hand as we work our way up from this C note here up until this C note here. So that's all we're doing. And when we go up in fours or fives or sixes, whatever it happens to be, we go up the requisite amount of notes. In this case, it's going to be 4, and then we go not to the first note, we go to the second note and then go up in 4 from there. Then we go to the next note and go up in 4 from there, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So I've played it through, let me talk it through to you. So, C note to start with, 5th fret on the G string as a C. Then we're going to go back to 3rd fret on a G string, okay? So, which is a B flat if you wanted to know. Okay? Then we're going to go to the G note, which is 5th fret on the D string. And then we're going to go to 3rd fret on the D string. So those are our first 4. Then what we're going to do, second note now. What was the second note now becomes our first note. Okay, so that's going to be 3rd fret, G string. And then what was the 3rd is now the 2nd, etc, etc. So we're going to go 3rd fret on the G string. Then we're going to 5th fret on the D. Then we're going to go 3rd fret on the D. And then we're going to go up to the A string 5th fret. And you can probably guess where we're going to go from here. So what was the second note now becomes the first note. So 5th fret on the D string, to 3rd fret on the D string, to 5th fret on the A string, to 4th fret on the A string, because that's how the scale goes. And then what was the second note now becomes the first note. 3rd fret on the D string, to 5th fret on the A, to 4th fret on the A, to 3rd fret on the A. And that's our sequence of 4s completed. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you often get it in 4 because you're doing them 4 notes per beat most of the time. So that's a bar basically of going through that. And he does it at a fair old whack. So just the main thing there. You've got to learn it, and then you've got to practice it to get it up to speed. And you need to make sure your right hand is alternate picking everything there. Because if you're not, you're going to start slowing yourself down. And the difficult bit with your picking is to actually... The first 4 are simple. Then going from that down pick that you're going to then do on this B flat note, which is 3rd fret on the G string, you've then got to get a little bit of movement in your right hand. Your picking hand then has to move that way to jump over the string to get get over that G string, to get up to the D string, okay? Yeah, so that's the next part of the riff. So it is a difficult rhythm to get, a difficult picking to get, this section, to get it up to speed. You really have to concentrate on getting your picking down and getting it right. So first thing is learn it just as we've gone through, and then you need to practice your picking to get the speed. And I have to admit, it's not something I am amazing at, is going in 4s like that, because my picking is much more designed to kind of economy pick when I'm going down and then always go up in even notes. And that I find much easier. I won't get into the ins and outs of why that is now, but yeah, it's just going to take some practice, and it will take a bit of time. We actually haven't ended that first riff yet though, so we should really do that. So after we walk down to the C note, we've got that lick, which is actually still in the same key. We're still in the G blues scale. We've got the B flat note here. We're going to play that twice. Then we're going to play the C note, which is 3rd fret on the A string. Then we're going to go back to 1st fret on the A string. And that's the rhythm. So the first 2 are quicker, and then it's a bit slower. It's probably easier to hear than me describe it. So if I go through that riff again, just so you've really got it, and then we'll do the syncopated riffs. Riffs? What? Okay. Hi guys, you might have noticed a small cut. It turns out yesterday I forgot to mention the final 2 notes of this first riff. So I thought I should probably do that, as to teach a lesson but miss out some of it is not really teaching the lesson properly. So to end it, we're just going to add an F note and an F sharp note, okay? You've probably worked that out already, but I just really felt like I should put it in. It sounds like Jaws when you just do the 2 notes on their own, and the second note's slightly staccato, as a lot of these notes are. The rhythm of it is quite important and adds a lot to how you play it. So if I just play through the riff slowly, and I'll add in those final 2 notes, that F note, which is 1st fret E string, and an F sharp note, which is 2nd fret E string. F note with your 1st finger, F sharp note with your middle finger. And that's it. So I'm going to cut back now to me continuing on yesterday as though nothing's happened, because I didn't know, because I'm coming to you from the future. Or actually the past. I'm confused. Anyway, back to me. That's the first bit. Now we've got the syncopated riff, which I'm just going to crack straight on with, all one shot, why not? So this is the bit he's playing in time with the horn section. It sounds really cool. There's lots of really cool rhythmic things. As I mentioned in the previous video, I watched him playing it, and he's playing it all with up picks, and it's very, there's lots of that stuff going on. It sounds absolutely awesome, but we're going to do it quite basically, just so that you can get used to it, and then you can make it sound your own, or try and make it sound exactly like his, whatever your preference is. So it's basically, we're going to start by working up the scale, as though we're going to work through the whole scale, and then we do the next part of the scale, and then we just keep going with a chromatic run. Chromatic means we just play every note, basically. So we're going to start working up the scale as though we're going to play almost the G blues, but we're not at all. We're literally just playing a chromatic scale. So it's going to be B flat to the C again. So it's going to be 1st fret A string, 3rd fret A string. And that second note sounds like that. So, and then everything on the next string, which is the D string, is going to be very staccato. We're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to play that with my 1st finger, my middle finger, my 3rd finger, 3rd finger, 3rd finger. Okay. Yeah. So with staccato, what that means is we're killing the note straight away. So what I'm doing is I'm lifting my finger up, not off the string, but just enough to kill it. If it's not something you've done before, just practice it on one note. And then next finger, then next finger, and keep going. And I'm not alternate picking that, which is unusual for me. As I said, when I watched the video, he did it all with up picks. I'm actually doing it all with down picks. So I think it's just do whatever works for you that sounds how you want it to sound. very generic statement. And then we're going to go onto the G string. We're going to play 3, 4, 5 at the end. You have to alternate pick that because that's the fast bit. And I'm going to put vibrato on that final note there as well. I didn't even realise I was doing that, but I am. And I'm going to do that riff twice in a row. It's the same thing twice. And then what I'm going to do is do exactly the same riff, but everything goes up one string. So I'm now going to be 1st fret on the E string, then 3rd fret on the E string. Then on the A string I'm going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the D I'm going to be 3, 4, 5. So we got... Okay. So I talked through that quite quickly, but it's basically the same riff a string up. But we only do it like that once, okay? And the second time is slightly different, so... Okay, next riff. Oh, not that, that was just wrong. Okay, so we're going to start the same. 1st fret on the E string, 3rd fret on the E string, or our first 2 notes. And then the next 2 notes, we're going to play 1st fret on the A, then 3rd fret on the A. Now, you can do this as a bend, this next bit. Again, when I watch the video of him doing it, he does it with a slide. It seems that he actually goes between slides and bends, so you can as well. Whichever you prefer, whichever you think sounds better, I like doing it as a slide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide from 3 to 4 to 3, but you can also do a bend, 3, like that, 3, change it till it's the C sharp note, and then back to the C note, so... Yeah? Like that. I missed out the B note then, didn't I? I just didn't tell you that you play the B note then. Sorry, that's my bad. So you actually go 1, 3 on the E string, then on the A you go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave that in, why not? Then after the slide or the bends, you get back to there. Most of the time I pull off, but sometimes I do pick it. So again, it's a bit like whatever you prefer. I think most of the time I pull it off. Then I'm going to play the C note again, 3rd fret A string again, 1st fret B string, then I'm going to work my way back up. Like that. Okay? I didn't explain that as well as I would have liked, because I missed out that B note the first time. So what I'll do is I'll play that part of it on its own, just through slowly, so you can see it, and you'll probably be able to do a better job than me explain it. So that was done with a slide and a pull off. I'm now going to do it with a bend and a pull off. Yeah, whichever you prefer. And then we go through that whole section twice. And then on the second time through, that final bit, rather than doing that bend, he just stopped there and then he would go into the solo. Which obviously I'm going to go through next time. It's just going to take more than the 12-13 minutes this video will take, let's put it like that. So let me just play it through once more. I know I've already played it through a few different times, but I'll just play it through once more for that final part of the riff, the syncopated riff once more, and then we are done. And that's that final part of the riff. Yeah, I think I've gone through the picking of it as well. Basically, along that bit, you can just pick all downs, all ups, alternate, whatever you think. The only thing you have to definitely alternate is this bit because it's faster. Yeah, and that's it. That's the pre-solo riff. As I said, you also use that 4 section in the outro, chorusy bits. And then next time will be the really long one when I'm going to try and go through the whole solo. I'm going to have to change guitars because I don't have enough frets on this guitar. This one's only got 21. So you will see a different coloured guitar because I need one that has 22 frets. And I will see you next time. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever you've been doing, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.